Good afternoon. My name is Virginia Bloom, and I am here with a group of County of Santa Clara Registrar Voter team members to share our information relating to our Local Voters' Rights Act, which we refer to as the VRA. The local VRA began taking shape many years ago with the implementation of many policies that would benefit our voters. The effort was done. These policies from the Board of Supervisors were innovated and implemented by our Registrar of Voters, Janet Boucher, which include things such as, in 2010, our office began placing official drop boxes at all city halls throughout the county for our voters to use. This effort was done to assist our voters with returning their ballots for each election. We did this well in advance of the law that requires that counties provide drop boxes. We are up to 100 plus official ballot drop boxes for each countywide election. Also, the Board of Supervisors also voted to provide free postage paid return envelopes for all vote by mail packets. This effort also assists our voters to return their VBM ballot to our office and was implemented well before it was required by law to provide that free return envelope. Each of our 1 million plus registered voters receives this benefit for every election. In 2019, the Board of Supervisors approved the change to the Voters' Choice Act model of voting in Santa Clara County. The biggest change this voting model makes is that it removes the restriction of the one assigned polling location for each voter and opened it up to vote centers throughout the county, where any one of our voters can go to any one of our vote centers and get their specific ballot printed out just for them. The VCA also requires that all registered voters get a vote by mail ballot mailed to them at 29 days before each election. With VCA, our voters have the option of voting by mail or voting in person at any one of our vote centers, which opens up 10 days before Election Day through Election Day. Our current voter engagement plan includes information on topics which are included in our local VRA toolkit. Those include information relating to pre-registration for youth ages 16 or 17, information for those formerly incarcerated, information for voters without a fixed residential address, and our emergency ballot delivery program.
Okay, pre-registration. My name is Evelyn, and I'm pleased to tell you about the pre-registration program in California. In our state, eligible youth may pre-register to vote when they turn 16 or 17 years old. Once a pre-registered youth turns 18, the registration is automatically activated. Over 7,000 of our pre-registered citizens turned 18 years last year in time for the November 2020 general election. Santa Clara County has been in the top 5 counties in California for pre-registration with our very active youth. Our office has a new birthday program where someone can request a birthday card for someone they know turning 16 or 17. The pre-registration birthday cards have a QR code on them that links to our website where the recipient may pre-register to vote. There are several ways to pre-register to vote. All high schools have a supply of voter registration cards on campus. Registration may be done online at www.registertovote.ca.gov. A voter registration card may be requested from the Registrar of Voters office by calling 408-299-VOTE or by going to our website at www.sccvote.org. Help us spread the word to any citizen you know turning 16 or 17 and help us celebrate our future voters. I would now like to introduce Ralph of our ROV team, who will speak to you about helping voters without a fixed address.
Thank you, Evelyn. One of the more common questions that we receive in our office, especially as we get closer to the elections, is whether people who are unhoused or who lack a fixed residential address can still vote. The answer to that question is yes, they are still eligible to vote. You do not lose your right to vote if you are unhoused or lack a fixed residential address. Someone who is unhoused or who lacks a fixed residential address can do one of the following. use their last registered address, or describe where they currently live, city, zip code, and cross streets. This will help our office determine the appropriate ballot type to provide the voter. If they have a valid mailing address, our office will be able to mail election materials to the voter. If not, they can simply come to our office or visit a nearby vote center to pick up a ballot. And as of January 2020, the law now allows a voter to use a business address as their residential address. There's more information on our website for those voters with special circumstances. In addition, our office is working with partners in the community, such as those that provide social services, to ensure that information on voting is included in any materials that they provide to their clients. In closing, information on the right to vote is available on our website and through our community partners. Of course, the Register of Voters is always here to answer any questions regarding your right to vote. And now, I'd like to introduce you to my colleague, Julia, who will talk to you about voting rights of the formerly incarcerated.
Thank you, Ralph. Our office is partnering with the county's probation department and the Office of Reentry Services to create a partnership to deliver written and virtual materials to educate and inform those engaged in the reentry process of their voting rights. Those efforts have begun and will continue throughout the summer of 2021. Our office also plans to engage in similar efforts with the youth in Juvenile Hall and the William F. James Ranch, as well as through a partnership with the Bill Wilson Center. In the November 2020 election, Prop 17 was passed, which is a California constitutional amendment that allowed voting rights to be restored for persons on parole. We have materials available on our website that show who can and cannot register to vote. We provide instructions on how to complete the voter registration form, a voting inmate guide, as well as a video on our YouTube channel to assist with voter registration in Santa Clara County jails. The most common asked question we receive is, can I register to vote if I am currently incarcerated or with past convictions? In most cases, the answer is yes. Individuals who are on probation, parole, community supervision, or even some in jail can vote. The only individuals who are not eligible to vote are individuals who are serving a state or federal sentence in state or federal prison or in local county jail or other correctional facilities. We want to get this message out to as many people as possible. So if you have any ideas or suggestions for us to be able to share this with more community members, please share your feedback with us. We are here to help with any questions you may have, and we can provide materials for you to share. I would now like to introduce to you Elenita, who will go over the emergency ballot delivery program.
Elenita, you're muted.
Thank you, Julia. The Emergency Ballot Delivery Program is designed for voters that are hospitalized, incarcerated, or persons with disabilities who are unable to retrieve their ballots personally. Ballots are mailed up to 7 days before the election. The program commences after ballots are no longer able to be mailed. Voters in these facilities are given the opportunity to have the coordinator request ballots for them, as well as retrieve and return them on their behalf. Requests are sent to the office either by email or fax. Ballots are prepared as soon as their requests are received and approved. Please provide a pickup time so that we are ready for your visit. Applications can be filled out by the coordinator, but must be signed by the voter. Ballots can be dropped off to our office at a vote center or at their closest drop box no later than 8 p.m. on election night. This program does not include voters that are out of state or away for college, etc. They, however, can contact the office for a form and advise when they will be picking up the voter's ballot. Individual voters can request an emergency ballot by having a personal representative or family member request an emergency ballot application from our website or by calling our office. I would now like to pass on to Virginia, who will share information about the many feedback opportunities at Register of Voters Office.
Thank you, Alanita. We also wanted to share that we have a local Voters' Rights Act toolkit that we use and share with our communities, and a Did You Know flyer that highlights many of the programs that we can provide copies of for you. We invite your feedback and would like to offer many opportunities for you to participate. Here are the ways to share. Our email is voterschoice@rob.sccgov.org. We have an online survey on the webpage for our VRA. We have a VRA comment box. And our VRA webpage is www.sccvote.org/VRA. We would like to open it up for any questions that you may have. Thank you for joining us today.